Hi, I'm Mike, and this is my daily routine. I get up early every day around 6:30, and I go to the gym for a workout before I go to work. I usually do aerobic exercise for a while and then do some weightlifting for maybe half an hour at the gym. Then I'll return home, and as I work from my home, I turn on my computer and start working on what needs to be done. I usually skip breakfast, and I'll work until about 12 o'clock. Then I'll prepare lunch and have a fairly big lunch because I don't eat breakfast. Then after lunch, I'll go back, continue working on internet or whatever I have to do for work until about 6 o'clock, when I usually start getting phone calls from friends of mine who live abroad. And then in the evenings, if I'm not using my time doing things with the internet or surfing the web, then I'm speaking to people on the internet or on my phone. And that pretty much sums up my usual daily routine.
Okay, Keith, we're back here in the city. I'm going to ask you questions about where you live. First, is there a library by your house?
No libraries near me.
No? That's too bad. Do you like to read?
Sure, I love to read.
Okay, where do you get your books?
Well, I usually buy them at Tower Records, or I order them from Amazon.com.
Okay. Okay, note, this is not an advertisement. Okay, next one. Is there a park by your house?
A park? Yeah, there's actually two small ones.
Uh-huh. Do you go there very often?
No, not too often.
No?
Because usually I don't get home from work until pretty late, so not a whole lot of park time in my schedule.
Oh, okay. So, hang on, we gotta let the car go by here. Oh, actually, lots of cars here, lots of traffic. Is there a lot of traffic where you live?
Well, yeah, in the daytime, because there's a lot of shops around my apartment, or near my apartment. But, yeah, at nighttime it's pretty quiet.
Okay, great. Thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.
My bedroom is very messy at the moment. I'm not too happy with it. I'm just looking around and trying to work myself up to actually cleaning it. But I don't like cleaning my bedroom. Sometimes I like it when I tidy things up and I find things that I've forgotten that I had in the first place. That's quite nice, especially when you find maybe money or, I don't know, a voucher or something. That happened to me once, that I found a voucher for a bookshop that a friend of mine had given me months before, but I'd completely forgotten that I had it. So that was a nice surprise. But generally it's not a good thing, is it, to clean your bedroom? At the moment, just looking around, there are so many things that I need to tidy up. I've got lots of books everywhere, in piles, in neat piles, but maybe too many piles all over the floor, I think. Then I've got lots of newspapers and CDs, out of their covers, of course, because that would be too neat. Tapes. What else? I think the worst thing for me is all the paper that I tend to accumulate. Notebooks and printouts from work and lesson plans and ideas I have for other lessons, so that before I know it, there's a little paper mountain on my floor. So usually I have one paper mountain, and that's not so bad, but at the moment I have 3. That's not good at all. The thing with a paper mountain is it can take you absolutely hours to get through it before you can sort it into one category or another, and I hate throwing things away. I think that's my problem. I'm a real pack rat, I think people call them, or a hoarder. I tend to hoard things. So hoarding means keeping things even though they're not really useful anymore. So I'm a definite hoarder. I also have loads of photographs and boxes and, oh my god, way too many things. I think maybe I better start cleaning.
Everyone talks about how kids these days use technology much more than in the past. But when I think back to my childhood, I remember how technology was a huge part of my life. The first thing is the cassette tape. Especially when I was in high school. Every Sunday night, my favorite radio station used to play complete records, and I would stay up till about 10 o'clock in the evening and have my cassette recorder ready, and I would record the entire album, the entire record from the radio, and then I would be able to play it in my car. I was born in 1971, so when I was a kid, people weren't using the internet, but I had a computer in my house when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and my dad taught me some basic programming, and I even created a program where I fooled one of my friends into thinking that we had entered into the computer record system at my school, and he was getting a bad grade in social studies, and I made it look like we had entered into the social studies records file, and I changed his grade. And he was very scared about this. He went home and told his dad, and finally called me back later on that evening, said, "Hey, my dad said that you need a modem to break into another computer."